Now I'm going to navigate to the administrative side. So if you are administrator of a group, if you click Manage, you are going to be able to take a look at the events and registrations of all the things that you are responsible for. Or you can just generally go to your student groups page. The other way you can get there is through this Manage tab over on the left. That's my preferred method, but everyone's got their own style. You can click Dashboard, and this is going to bring you to an overview of your activity with your group. It's going to tell you any impacts that you need or memberships that you need to verify. There's always going to be this box of announcements from GivePulse, who's the company that powers our product, and then quick stats based on your membership's activity within your group. You have the option to do points. That's not currently enabled on our system, but if that's something you're interested in, we can certainly explore that. You get a list of recent activity and upcoming events that are associated with your group and network. Over here on the left-hand side is your navigation menu for your specific group. I will mention also that this trail up here lets you know exactly where you are in the system. So these pages look very similar depending on which parts of the system you're in. So to know which group or which page you are currently editing or managing, always look up here to see. So I know that I'm in the Drake University group and I'm in the management section. So I click Edit Group, and this is where you can make sure the name of your organization, the type of organization, administrator, and description are appropriate and reflect your group. We ask that in the description you add details about your organization and think about it in the terms of search function, right? If a student who's not familiar with the organization wanted to learn more about you or find you, and they happen to be doing that through DuGood, what would be some keywords that you think that would help them return your organization in their search results, and kind of weave those into your description. Of course, you've got address and other things. Key piece is always make sure that you click the word update to make sure that the information gets saved. You can add a logo and cover photo, select any causes. Once again, this is valuable for the search function if there's a student looking for a specific type of organization to belong to. This is honestly probably more important for our community partners and important for student organizations when you are creating an event. It's important to make sure that the event in the system has the different causes listed, so it shows up in the search return. Same thing with UN Sustainable Development Goals. You have the opportunity to list your social outlets and then any additional contacts that you want listed on your public profile. You can always click View Public Page, and that will take you back to the public-facing side of your page to see any of the updates that you have made. Under Customize, there's a couple of features that allow you to customize the look and feel of your page. I'm not going to go through these. You can do this on your own, but just know that you've got lots of different options here for look and feel, impacts, users, subgroups, etc. Where you're going to spend your most time is in this second box. So each drop down is very similar. So we have users. This is where you can add a user, manage the users that are a part of your group, message them, create an export, etc. So I'm going to go into manage so you can see what it looks like. So on the back end, it essentially is a high-powered Excel document that has been embedded within the program. And if I click into a person, I can see a little profile about them. And if I click back to users, I can also scroll all the way to the right. I'll click Aaron again. Scroll all the way to the right. And this little drop-down menu is where you can change the status of that person's role in the system. So if I needed to make update that we're transitioning student our board and we need to make new administrators, this is where you would make that action happen. If you have an event and you have one person delegated to checking in people as they show up, this is where you can, in the system, make that person the check-in attendant so that they have access to those rights in the system. The other piece that's going to be important is this configure layout. There are so many options and they don't all show up because there's a lot. But you can check or uncheck any of these settings, and that will then present on this next screen. So let's say we wanted to know t-shirt size. I can say apply, and then now added to my columns here, I've got t-shirt size. It's not currently information we collect, and so that's why nothing is showing up there, but I have the option to turn columns on or off. This also tells you what role people have for your group. Events is going to be very similar. It's where you can add and create events or manage the events that you already have in your system. And it looks very similar. It's the same Excel, high-powered Excel. And the piece here that I want to point out is that if you need to edit or change, scroll over and you're going to get a similar type of drop-down. And you can message people that are affiliated or registered with that event. This is also where you can delete, hide, or cancel the events. Let's say you have an event coming up and have to postpone it. You can actually hide it so that it doesn't show up in the system anymore. This is also great for those who have maybe an event that's reoccurring. You do it every single year, every fall and every spring. You can duplicate your event from the system so that you don't have to start over with all the details. Impacts is the place that any impact logged or shared with your group is going to show up. So just like the other two, you're going to see a very similar pattern here in terms of the layout. But we're going to get a list of names as well as all of the impact information that has been shared with the Drake University group. Once again, configure layout allows us to expand or not show certain columns. The other key piece is you can, if you're part of a group, do a bulk upload. And so you can import, let's say your organization did an event and didn't use the DuGood system. Maybe you had to register through your nonprofit partner's website. You can get that information and then upload it in a CSV file. So you're going to go to impacts and then go to import. And all of this information is what the format needs to be to get the information into DuGood. Conveniently, we have a template for importing already here. So you just download that into Excel and then you transfer your information into this template. And when you're ready, you upload it and click import. And then the information will get logged to your groups page.